day again. This is the Rolle Report. Your host today is Chris Rolle, yours truly, and I'm broadcasting from our studios on a casual Thursday. Overcast skies in the Bahamas, lots of rain forecasted throughout the day and the weekends. But we have a very special program for you. This segment will deal with traditions, our traditions in the Bahamas, how we grow up our kids, how we indoctrinate them into all the things that they need to know and some of the things they really don't need to be involved with at all. So for today, we are going to take an interesting approach to tradition in the Bahamas. Stay tuned after these messages.
Will we witness a battle at the Staples Center with no visiting team? Will Shaq return to remind us that fingers are for rings? Will the Bulls prove that younger is just another word for hungrier? Will the Mavericks mend a broken heart? Will the Pistons show us what happens when 12 players won? Will you be watching when? The NBA on ESPN and ABC.
And we're back. And as I alluded to before our commercial break, we are going to take this segment into exploring our tradition in the Bahamas, our culture in the Bahamas. What does it mean to be a Bahamian? How do we grow up our kids? How do parents respond to growing up the kids in light of our laws, in light of the way we were taught, in light of all the things that were given to us as we were growing up, and we so pass on to our new generation or new crop? What does it mean to be a Bahamian growing up in this new modern era, in this new world order? Is it something that is uniquely Bahamian, or is it something that is a common ground among all children, among all parents? Is there something that we should know beforehand, before having kids? Is there a right way to rear kids? And if so, is there a wrong way to rear kids? These things shall be explored. I can start our segment off as one that is a very interesting part of our Bahamian culture. How do we rear our kids from birth? I could remember, and most of these memories I have may not be so fond, may not be so filled and rich with material worth and value, but in essence, they are filled with learning lessons, principles, and love. I was growing up in an era where we had basically nothing of any material value. We were lucky to have a radio, and that radio may have been an FM band radio, wherein I, growing up, had only the political talk shows from foreign countries to listen to. Seeing that we never had our own radio stations, or as it is proliferated now. Back then, there were only one monopoly that was carrying all the news, all the information, and all the entertainment back in the days. And it was, to say the least, uninteresting to me. So most of my time would have been spent in a corner somewhere, quietly reading books. Not interesting way to grow up, but yes, I found a lot of pleasure. I found a lot of interest. My time was spent in not a daisical daydream world, but in a fantastic, mysterious new realm where the characters in the books came to life, where Marco Polo and his travels, I was there. When you had Alice in Wonderland and going through the holes and all of the mysteries of the Hardy Boys and the Nancy Drew and the Sherlock Holmes stories, all was interesting to me, and I was there. All the philosophies of Plato, Pythagoras, I was there. All the Isaac Newton's laws and the relativity laws from Einstein, I read, I was there. it was interesting to me. It was not only just the philosophy and the political side of reading I encompassed and absorbed as a kid. I also studied the comical sides, where the cartoonist characters would have been something of a treat for me. And I did add it to my diet of reading. And this I did every single day as a kid. Kids have other things to occupy their time with. They may read, but it may be from a computer. It may be from a laptop. It may be from an iPod. They get more information and more interesting stuff to digest. Most of the stuff I had to digest was limited, and I spend more time understanding all the intricacies of everything I read. I had time to process everything, process upon process, precept upon precept, line upon line, a little here, a little there. But nowadays, the kids are bombarded with so much information, there's no time to process it. It is coming from the satellites through AM, FM satellite radio bands and the televisions and all kind of stations. They are broadcasting all sorts of medium and information to our kids. There is not a single time when our kids can sit back and digest so much information. So it is a whole different era, a whole different experience that they now experience. The children these days in this new world order are quite different in mental capacity, in emotional strength, even in physical attributes. They are quite different from the children of my era when I was growing up. And as it would be, the children of my parents' era and my grandparents' era were quite different. They were growing up under a different philosophy, but the traditions were still the same. The home values were still the same. Respect and honor mother and father. In my next segment, we shall explore new ways of bridging this community or generation gap. In my next segment, we will explore in details all of those vital philosophies, principles, and lifelong lessons that were gained from the past. No, they are not lost. They are just not remembered or taught. But we will explore each and every one of them. Until then, my name is Chris Rolle, and you have been in the Rolle Report.